What is going on, everyone? It's been about 4 to 5 days since I put out my last video. I was just kind of taking a step back, relaxing, enjoying life a little bit. Everything is good my way. Hope everything is good your way as well. What we're going to be talking about is a OG crypto in the space, which is Enjin coin. They recently officially announced their own blockchain last week, and we're going to be looking at what does their NFT focused blockchain consist of and a few frequently asked questions. Now, it's a lot to unpack, and I'm not just going to read everything to you because it will bore you, but I do want to kind of highlight a few things as well. Now, as you guys know, I've talked about Enjin in the past. It's been some time since I've talked about it. Now, as you can see here on YouTube, I put out a few videos on Enjin and talking about some of the latest news regarding this project. I still believe in Enjin. This project was founded back in 2009, the company, and then the company launched the cryptocurrency Enjin in 2017. And so there's a lot that's going on. We're going to look at a little bit of Enjin, but I highly recommend check out maybe some of the older videos, or if you want me to kind of do maybe a refresher on Enjin as well, let me know down in the comment section. Now, I'm just sharing the news with you. I haven't seen really no influencers or YouTubers really talk about this latest news regarding Enjin, them announcing their own official blockchain, because as we know, Enjin is an ERC20 token on the Ethereum blockchain, and then their dual token 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 was launched on the Polkadot parachain, right? So we're going to look at some of this. So let's dive into it. Now, June 8th is when the Enjin team made this announcement, which was last Thursday. Enjin blockchain and 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 matrix chain, a new era in the future of NFTs. An NFT focused blockchain with NFT transactions at the protocol level. Now, as we can see here, Enjin, the leading blockchain ecosystem for NFTs and digital items, releases the Enjin blockchain, a revolutionary blockchain engineered for NFTs and other digital assets at the protocol level. Now, I'm also going to have this press release down in the description so you can check this out for yourself and do your own due diligence. And I will also have the frequently asked questions as well, which we're briefly going to take a look at here in a second. I'm going to have this down in the description as well so you can take a look at that also. Now, if you look right here, as part of this transition, the Enjin coin is proposed to migrate from Ethereum network to become the native token of the Enjin blockchain mainnet on a one-to-one basis. This strategic migration allows Enjin coin community to leverage the cutting-edge capabilities of the Enjin blockchain. So, in my opinion, now that Enjin is also having its own blockchain, I think this is going to also add even more value to Enjin. And in my personal opinion, if this is done well and this is a successful blockchain, I think this is really going to skyrocket the price of Enjin. Because if we go over to CoinGecko real quick, remember the all-time high is around $5 or so for Enjin. You can see 482, but I believe it got around $5 for a brief second for the all-time high for Enjin. And you can see where the current price is now at 25 cents. And one thing I really liked about Enjin, besides, you know, the team, the tech, the utility of this project, is when you look at the circulating and total supply, there is only 1 billion tokens, and all of them also are in circulation. So this isn't gonna take a ton to really move this price, right? So just in normal terms, for every 1 billion, right, that's $1 for the Enjin price, right? We're not talking about any price predictions or anything like that. But if last cycle it got up to around $5, now it's creating its own blockchain. And if this is successful, what do we think Enjin can do potentially in the future, right? I do think it can get back to the current levels and higher when we are back in the full bull run. But only time will tell to see how things unfold. But getting back over to the press release. Now, this is something I'm interested on. 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 token is proposed to be merged with Enjin coin. So the question I have, and we don't know yet because as you can see, the token related documentation will be released shortly. So the question I have is the 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 token gonna also be migrated over as its own separate token as it is now, or is the 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 token gonna be merged like it's talking about? Because as you can see here, it says Enjin coin is going to be migrated over. Well, Efinity, it says it's going to be merged with Enjin coin. So merge mainly typically means come together. So we don't know exactly yet until we get the rest of the documentation, but that's very interesting because me personally, I hold the Enjin and Efinity token. So Efinity, the polka dot parachain, has been successfully forked to the Enjin blockchain, operating as the Affinity Matrix chain. And we're going to take a look at and break this down here in a second on what does this blockchain consist of. So the Enjin app layer has been an essential tool in driving low-cost NFT integration since 2018, and it consists of the Enjin wallet, NFT.io, which is the marketplace, Enjin Beam, and then you have Enjin platform. And finally, when we get down to the consensus mechanism, this is going to be proof of stake powered by the Enjin coin. So let's head on over to some of the frequently asked questions which came out today. So as we can see right here, what is the Enjin blockchain? Well, the architecture of the Enjin blockchain involves two core components, the Enjin relay chain and the dynamic matrix chain. So let's talk about it. So of course you got custom built for NFTs, but the relay chain, which is one of the components, serves as the foundation, ensuring security, node syncs, and block validation. While the matrix chain, which is the second component, offers NFT specific functionality, enabling customization for different projects, isolated data storage, and a unique internal economy. And then you can see all of these other key components of the blockchain: seamless transition for Efinity users, live and operational, mass adoption and Web3 integration. Also, the matrix chains as well are also going to be interoperable as well, which is huge. Which is huge. We also have what happens to Efinity with the Enjin blockchain. As it talks about right here, the Efinity parachain data stays readable on Polkadot and the community can guide its future. However, Efinity has been forked to the Enjin blockchain, which we took a look at already. Here is the Enjin chain and here is the Efinity subscan chain as well, which, so if you click on those links down in the description, or if you go to the Twitter page itself for Enjin, they will also have these links as well where you can get to it and find all of these links. And if you look right here, this is going to give us a diagram of how the Enjin blockchain actually works. So think of Enjin blockchain as a big tree. At the heart of the tree is the Enjin relay chain, which is right here in the middle, right? This is the foundation of everything. Each unique branch that stems from the tree is a matrix chain, which, as we can see right here. Now, anyone, which can be a dev, Indian game dev, or AAA studio, can create their own matrix chain for their project, app, game, or platform. So as you can see, the relay chain is, in my opinion, this is somewhat operating like Polkadot in a sense, but not exactly. So people are able to utilize the Enjin blockchain, and then they can basically create their own separate chain for whatever they're actually trying to do. Now, they also talk about where a project doesn't have to create their own chain to utilize the Enjin blockchain, but most projects probably will if they want their own, storage and all of that type of stuff that goes into it. So if we move down a little bit further, we know the relay chain handles all of the securities, the nodes, the block validation, all of that, right? So what is the matrix chain now that we know what the relay chain does? Well, it's the primary matrix chain with NFT specific functionality at the protocol level. Because if we move back up to the diagram, here's the Enjin relay chain, which is the foundation, and then everything that operates from that, right, is right here, basically like the little branches of the tree like it talked about. Here's the Efinity matrix chain, which has its own separate chain to do what it needs to do. You have Enjin, and then you have whatever projects as well that's going to be utilizing this actual blockchain. So as we move down a little bit further, and as we look at what we know for the token merge, we still have to wait for the rest of the details, which will be provided shortly, they say. And then the last thing I briefly want to cover here is, what does this mean for the overall Enjin ecosystem? The ecosystem vision is clear: mass adoption for developers, Indian game devs, artists, etc., enabling easy Web3 integration without costly, complex blockchain dev. The end goal has never changed. So in a nutshell, that is what their vision is when it comes to the Enjin blockchain. If you look right here, this is also what they're all talking about launching here in 2023. You have the Enjin blockchain, which is now launched, Enjin coin staking. You have the Enjin matrix chain launch, marketplace palette, nomination pools, and you have governance. And if you just go back, and let me blow this up. If you just go back and look at what they've accomplished so far, and remember the Microsoft partnership they had as well. We move over to the next page. Here we are now in 2023. So you can see since the cryptocurrency in 2017 has launched, this project has only been building and building and building, right? Legitimate project here with a legitimate team. So here's the About Us, which I said earlier. Founded in 2009, launched Enjin in 2017. Over 1.2 billion created assets, with over 12.4 million Enjin locked in those assets, because Enjin is basically like the utility token for NFTs, right? With a ton of different utility that you can use. But now it's creating its own NFT focused blockchain, which I think is huge. So this wasn't a video to, you know, hype you up or anything of that nature. It was just to kind of share some of the brief news with you, because as you can see, it's a lot to unpack with the frequently asked questions and everything else that's going on with the actual new Enjin blockchain. So I highly recommend, you know, you checking that out. Again, I do have those links down in the description, so you can check that out. Or if you feel more comfortable, you can go to their Twitter page and you can get those links as well. Smash that like button. Also hit that subscribe button as well. Definitely means the world to me, and I will catch you all on the next one.